Welcome back to my third climbing video. I just wanted to talk about a few things before I start. The first thing is I'm sorry for not filming in landscape. I know I know I mentioned in previous videos that I would, but it's just for because sometimes I'll be on my own climbing. I can't put it. It won't record the whole climb if I put it in landscape. I'd have to be super far back. So portrait is really the only way I can climb or I can record myself when I'm on my own. And then the other thing is I just wanted to explain the grades that I'm putting, that I'm assigning to the climb myself. These are just the grades that I think the climb is based on how it compares to other climbs that I've done. Because obviously at the gym that I climb at altitude, they only use tape ranges. So, it's just a guess. But I do kind of go and look at what other people are saying. So I also kind of base it off that. But, I just wanted to explain those two things. So enjoy the video. All right, so starting off here with this probably V6, I would say. It's an undercling hand start. You can't really see it, unfortunately. But I'm going to throw up a left toe on it, and then I'm going to really crank on this kind of in-cut crimp with both hands to be able to kind of awkwardly dyno my way to that jug there. And then there's a really interesting pinch to end it on not a great couple feet there, left or right, but I actually slipped off those a couple times before sending, but yeah, that climb was a lot of fun. It's kind of a weird climb here. I liked it, but it was just kind of interesting the way it was set up. And this move here really allowed me to kind of work on pretty big weakness of mine, which is smearing on volumes. That's a move that I'm pretty uncomfortable with, so I was really happy to practice that in this climb here. Ignore this dab here a little bit on the top of the gray section. That wasn't on, but it didn't really help me that much. And then kind of a cool swing to the last hold. Once my feet got to that side, the match was pretty easy, but getting there was a bit of a challenge. I was able to flash this one. Speaking of smearing, actually, check this move out here. Just a pure smear up to that hold there. I would probably say this was a light orange tape. Maybe not. Definitely on the lower side of orange, but maybe I'm retracting that statement. Probably a pretty solid V5, actually, now that I think about it. Not really much to say about that one. This is a perfect climb, in my opinion. Cool sloper to start, some crimps throughout, and then a jug finish. Check out this move. This beta I'm using here. Most people are able to use their flexibility to kind of get a toe up to that starting handhold, but I really just was not able to dig my knee in enough to get my toe on, so I had to lift the heel up and then get my left hand up to this, what I think is a foothold, but the setters creatively were able to use it as a handhold, and it's actually not that terrible. As soon as I'm this move here on the arete just makes it infinitely worse. And then you're going to a side pull, so basically all of your weight is on two not great hands at this point. That foot swap was pretty tricky, and then cool little move to that final side pull jug there. But yeah, like I said, that was probably a perfect climb the way I see it. This is the first climb I've put in a video that I haven't sent yet. This is one of the hardest orange tapes I think that I've tried. Huge overhang, and these holds that my hands are on are not jugs by any means. And I'm able to stick this move, and then here is where I kind of get lost. I don't know how to get above that lip there, so if anyone has any beta for me, let me know down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Cool left toe hook to start this one. And a slopey climb, so it's really up my alley. This one I think I project for about half a session. I like that little back flag with my right foot there, and then kind of wrestling with that sloper. That top section was the crux, because that last hold was a little celebration there. That last top hold was not great. But yeah, had a lot of fun on that one. This, I just want to give my kudos to the setters on this climb. That paddle felt so cool. That's the first time I've ever hit a paddle, and yeah, I want to thank the setters for setting a very approachable paddle move, because that's a move that I thought I was pretty far from hitting. But yeah, and a tricky top section too.
You got it.
Yeah, able to get the solid send there. I was super happy with that one. Such a cool looking move too, the paddle there. All right, this was from my best feeling session I think ever. Cool little, you're gonna see a really pinchy crimp there. It didn't work for me to drag on it, so I had to pinch as hard as I could. And then that move across was so tricky. This is probably one of the hardest climbs that I've sent. But just because of how good I was feeling in this session, it actually felt pretty manageable. With the arete that I'm using with my right hand there, I'd probably say it's a V6. Without it, probably V7. Because just using it really helps you find your footing and be able to drop your right hand down. But I sent it both ways. So, but the arete is on. I asked an employee on the day that I was there. This is actually in the same session. I think I was there for 3 hours, and like I said, it was the best session I think I've ever had. I got a second wind about, I don't know, an hour and a half through, and I felt like I couldn't be stopped pretty much. Sequencing was really important on this climb here. A lot of crimps, but they're all at kind of very specific angles, and cool little dynamic finish there because I wasn't tall enough to reach it static. But yeah, you can see how stoked I was about that. And now we arrive at my first blue tape ever. Like, I'm just smiling looking back at this because I'm super stoked I was able to send this. Very slopey, so definitely my style. A dynamic move here, which is also my style. But yeah, I was ecstatic when I finished this one. Sadly, this isn't my first end of it, so you don't get to see me screaming when I get to the top. But yeah, just kind of wrestling with some slopers. You're going to see I'm going to change my right hand to a side pull here in a second to help me get my right foot up. And then a nice little lean. Yeah. I mean, my 2024 goal was to send a blue tape, and I already got it about halfway through, so I'm going to need to change that a little bit. But yeah, that's awesome. I really like the starting move to this climb where you're kind of pulling yourself in. I've talked about that before in videos, but that's a move that I find pretty easy. Start pretty overhang, and then you kind of come around the corner here. Really, really cool toe hook, or heel hook on that hold there. In some stiffer shoes, I think it would have been a lot easier. These are my more comfortable shoes, so foot was definitely slipping out of the shoe a little bit there, but this whole top section was super cool. I thought it was initially a thumb press on that last hold, but the undercling worked better for me. Yeah. And again, this is obviously at the outdoor section, so this is where I'm probably going to be climbing most, just because it's pretty cool climbing outside. Another slopey climb here. This is another one that I haven't sent yet. I get to the top, and then I don't understand what I need to do. I've literally tried, I think, everything. Left foot with a heel hook, a right heel hook on that kind of square sloper, and yeah, nothing's worked. So again, if you have any tips for me, any beta for that one, let me know. I think this is probably one of my favorite climbs that I've ever done. Crazy toe catch there on the other side of that volume. That felt sick. Then you're going to see a right, or actually kind of a double heel on the other side of that volume. And then a left heel. Just, I think the moves on this one are so sick. There's going to be a bicycle here in a second that's going to allow me to keep my body weight closer to the wall right there. Oh, it's just even looking back on it, like, I'm just super stoked that I was able to get this one. A double meat hook around that one, and then cool campus move. And then the rest of it's pretty straightforward. A little rock over on my heel, and on the top out. Yeah, I think I want to say that's my favorite climb that I've ever done, but It's kind of hard to tell just because of how many I've sent. This one probably shouldn't be an orange tape. I'm not really sure why it was graded like that, but yeah, kind of a funky start, but the rest of it I don't really care for. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. This one was kind of weird because there wasn't any tape on the foot that the hold that my right foot's on right there. So I think it was more of a hanging start, like I started it. Not sure if that was what they intended, but anyways. Just pretty crimpy, couple jibbed up slopers there through the middle section, and then a crimp to end. Yeah, pretty straightforward. The crux for me on that one was getting over the lip, the first move there. Kind of a not awesome feeling dyno here. Actually, in this video, I kind of slipped, and then a campus move. I thought I would be able to hit this pistol squat here, because that's how I saw most people doing it, and just couldn't manage to get my weight on top of that volume there, so I had to smear over on the right there. Then that allowed me to push up and get my right foot in there, and then yeah, the top was pretty easy. That's a really short climb, kind of a one move wonder, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Another beautifully set climb right here. This move here was pretty cool. That was a pretty far reach to get to that left hand hold there. And watch this heel. Oh, this just looks so sick. Again, credit to the setters because this is just so gnarly. Then another heel hook there. This one's going to slip, unfortunately. But I managed to recover. Get a little left foot up to that tiny, tiny foothold. And then I'll get my right. Kind of dig it back into this one here. And finish out. Yeah, super powerful climb there. Had to be super strong. Another celebration. Undercling slopers here. This one was kind of a cool start. Yeah, I'm kind of really pushing into that. There's a tiny foothold. You can't see it. My right foot's on it right now. So that was really helpful. And then this left toe hook allowed me to match there and then get up to this next jug. The top section was pretty juggy, like this one, the next one, and the last hold all had a decent pocket. So not the trickiest of top sections, but that start with the kind of smear across there was pretty cool. So this is the last climb of the video. Interesting start. I thought the start was super sick on this one. I actually saw people starting with two hands on the right hold and then a left foot on that one, but that didn't work for me. Check out this this thumb press here, because it's kind of a double thumb press. And then I kind of bumped to that next thumb press there. I think once I figured out the sequencing on this one, it was pretty okay. Like the feet initially were a little bit confusing when I got to this section, but then I kind of figured out what I needed to do, and this is one that I think I could probably come back to with relative ease. And again, kind of a dynamic ending because I'm a shorter climber. I gotta make do with what I have. So yeah, that's it for this video. Again, this is the first video where I've included some climbs that I haven't yet sent. So for those two climbs, if you have any beta for me, I'd love to hear it in the comments. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.